Welcome back, Bluegrass Sports fans, the Bluegrass Sports Podcast, episode number 12. And this is a special episode for many reasons, but to kick things off, my name is Drew Keesee. I am the Bluegrass Sports Podcast discussion lead.
My name is Tyler Cade, the University of Kentucky analyst.
And look who's back. Everybody just give it up for DJ.
He's back.
And I am DJ Wright, University of Louisville analyst.
Welcome back.
I almost forgot who you were.
I know, guys. I know. So I've been gone for a minute, as you guys have seen in the past episodes. I was on vacation for 2 weeks. I was in Japan, living it up for a little bit. And then, sadly, on the way back, when I got home, figured out that I had a illness of some sort and hospitalized me for a week, and just been on recovery for the last couple of weeks. So glad to be back, glad to be in here and give y'all some Louisville news.
Well, how about it, man? That's awesome. Welcome back. And I'm glad because I don't got to talk about Louisville no more. I don't got to butcher no more names. So I'm perfectly fine with you.
Drew got a lot of heat.
I did in the comment section on TikTok.
Everybody calm down, guys. It's hard. These names are difficult, man.
It was a TikTok that was over 2,000 views, and I butchered probably 3 names, and I was like, man, that's embarrassing. But hey, listen, we got our little analyst back, and he's going to do his thing. But I think we have a big announcement that Tyler wants to make.
Yeah, if some of you have already noticed, probably got some new hats. So first, I want to start off with the signature collection. This is what we're calling the signature collection. It is it is our main logo. So we have the blue outline with the red in sports. I think it looks really clean. Snapbacks.
I love it.
And then so we have a signature collection here. We have a bunch of different colorways on our website, which I'll put in the link of. So I'll put it in the YouTube description. I'll put it in the Instagram bio, the TikTok bio. I'm working on a link to where we have all our social medias on one link. So hopefully I can get that out, and then you'll see the merchandise on there. But I do want to announce our team-specific logos. So for this one, we have Bluegrass Sports, Big Blue Nation. Now,
that's so fire.
I had more coming in, but these are the orders just that I have now. One of these is somebody sent in an order, and I got it for them. But here's the Big Blue Nation one. I really like the blue hat. It's like a cream color on the top, and then blue outline on the lid and the button on the top. Now, here is the Louisville shirt. It says the Ville. This is the back of the shirt. So this is kind of with all our team-specific shirts. This is the front. Mm-hmm. And then here's the back with the big logo, which I think it looks really good on, actually. So we'll get more pictures out soon, but you'll see me wearing probably the Kentucky one in next episode, or I'll be wearing the signature hoodie because that should come in, I believe, tomorrow. I checked the shipping earlier today. But anyways, so here's the Big Blue Nation, the Kentucky-specific one. The Ville, which is the Louisville-specific one. We also have one that says Go Tops for WKU, Roll Kerns for EKU, and
Go Racers.
Yes, Go Racers for Murray State. I don't know why I just blanked, but anyways.
Go Kings.
And Go Kings. Yes, I forgot I added that late. But, yeah, we have Go Kings, so obviously, hopefully we get some professional teams here soon and have some more. But if there's any small colleges that want some too, we can make that. Just send in a small request and we'll get that out immediately. It should only take like 3 days for us to roll that out. But just an idea if anybody really wants it. But, yeah, it's just a good way to represent the state of Kentucky, like Bluegrass, So, like, you don't have to be a Kentucky fan to wear this. You could be a Louisville fan and wear the Ville. Or if you want to represent all teams, you can get our signature collection. So, but that's all I really had to talk about. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more options on our website. So,
And
like
where
I
can you
said,
find the website? What'd you say?
link down below in the description on YouTube, and then you can find it on the Instagram bio and the TikTok bio. So,
Well, y'all have to go check that out, as
Yeah.
I definitely will. But that's just exciting news for everybody. They can go get their merch, and this is our first time doing it, so we'll see how it goes. But I know Ty loves his little hat. He's showing it off on the camera right now.
I love it. It looks so clean.
It does, dude. I love it. I really do. But now we're gonna deep dive into some sports. There's there's not a lot that happened, but there's quite a few things to talk about. But first, as always, we're going to start with the Kings. The Kings played their most recent game on Thursday night against the St. Louis Battlehawks, and before the game, they were 2-3. Their season had an upward trajectory, and the Battlehawks were 3-2. So it was a pretty even game. Both teams were in the middle of the pack of the UFL and the standings. But the Kings did not play the greatest. They only scored 3 points, and their 3 points came from the first quarter. So it was there wasn't a lot going on at all. The Battlehawks scored their points in the second and third quarter, scoring 9 in the second quarter and 7 in the third, and then the final score being 16-3, which that's not what you want to see out of the Kings. It was a pretty packed game. You know, they had a halftime performance by some DJ. I've actually never heard of him, but apparently people were saying they liked it, so that's good. The fans
This
showed
DJ?
up. What is it?
Like
I
that,
wasn't-
DJ?
I wasn't there.
No.
DJ, you were there?
No, not that DJ.
I saw clips. A lot of people really did like. They were really having a blast over there.
It was like some dude. He was remixing like "Take You Back to Kentucky" or something. I definitely said that wrong, but it was something like Kentucky based. I mean, I think that's pretty cool, but yeah, the Kings they just did not perform. Like I said, the fans showed up, but the team didn't. So
Rivalry
we'll just have to
starting
look
to
at their
form, too.
stats. A rivalry? What you mean?
It's starting to form
Starting
between the
to
St.
form.
Louis Battlehawks and the Louisville Kings.
You know, I seen a clip.
They're starting to butt heads, man.
I seen a clip where one of the Battlehawks players was saying that Louisville's trash, the city's trash. He'd never live here.
Yeah.
What would y'all's opinions on that?
What?
DJ, I'll let you talk about that.
I mean,
The Louisville's trash, the Kings are trash, the city's trash, and that they would never live here.
you know what? I'm actually going to send it to Tyler on that one first.
Why? Why me?
I just want to send it on Tyler on that one first.
Okay.
It's pretty disrespectful if you ask me.
Well,
Well,
my
yes.
first, I wish I could talk to him because my first question would be, where are you from? And then I could go from there and then see, like, make the argument. You know what I mean?
Okay, so he
'cause-
plays for St. Louis. What's a better city between St. Louis and Louisville?
I'm not going to say St. Louis. Sorry, but okay. St. Louis isn't that bad of a city. They got the Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals. Speaking of that, we can talk about it later, but did y'all see that picture of the guy committing? He had a St.
Yeah,
Louis
yeah.
Cardinals hat.
Yeah, he had
That
Louisville-
was crazy.
He had the Louisville logo on the tag, but he had the St. Louis Cardinals hat, man. That is disrespectful to the University of Louisville. Are you kidding me?
That was crazy. I saw that. I was like, this guy didn't realize, like,
I mean, that just shows. Never mind.
but DJ, I wanted to hear your opinions before I gave my opinion.
No, I mean, look. I mean, obviously, that's a very disrespectful claim. I mean, a lot of people disrespecting the city of Louisville in general just by saying the name wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
Louisville.
Louisville. No, it's pronounced Louisville. You come to the city, you say it correctly.
Tell the people how to say it.
It's Louisville.
Now, how many times did you hear that during Derby? Louisville.
Louisville. It's not Louisville. Come on now.
I've never heard somebody say Louisville.
I've heard Louisville a
I've
couple
heard it.
I've heard
Really?
Louisville. Yeah.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. How do you mess it up that bad?
I-
I mean,
Especially
if you're just like
Florida and
reading
stuff.
it, maybe, but
Yeah.
like, if you're not from Louisville, you're just not gonna get it right. Everybody thinks it's Louisville.
But you could talk to somebody and say, "Yeah, I'm from Louisville," and they're from like, "Okay, how's Louisville?"
How's Louisville? You guys like the Kentucky Derby? You guys like horses? In Louisville?
Yeah,
You
we
know,
do.
St.
Actually.
Louis, they don't have a derby. They don't have horse racing.
They don't got
They,
that.
they don't have bourbon like Kentucky does.
Mm.
So we'll just have to we'll stop comparing right there because I think Louisville's a better city. But that's just
They
we
lost-
got Louisville Slugger.
They lost
We
the St.
got-
Louis Rams to Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's
Come on now.
crazy. That's crazy.
Come on now.
You know, Louisville bats been sticking around a while. That no pro team would ban us like that. But
Well, okay. Well,
I know it's AAA, but
Hey, that's the next step. Guess what? You go to the Cincinnati Reds. That's right there for the professional team.
listen, man. You know, I know Louisville. The Kings is like the first actual real professional team. You know, we have the bats, but they're AAA. I don't know any other like professional teams like that are in the actual main league that's played in Louisville. Now, the Battlehawks
tell you.
did. They did get the win. They came in. They walked in our trap and took it over, which sucks. Let me just go over some stats. So when you look at Chandler Rogers, not the greatest game. He had 15 completions on 32 attempts. He had 199 yards with one interception. His completion rating was 46%, and his QB rating was a 54. So when your quarterback has that kind of game, it's not the greatest at all. It's not what you want to see. And then when you look at the rushing, you have James Robinson with 7 rushing attempts on 13 yards, averaging not even 2 yards a carry. And then Ian Wheeler, who had 4 touchdowns last week, finished this game with 3 attempts and -1 yards. He couldn't even stay neutral. So it's just not what you want to see at all. And then Tariq Black, I do want to praise Tariq Black. He had 4 receptions and 72 yards. And every time that he caught the ball, he averaged 26 yards, basically. And then you have Zach Davidson. He had a lot of drops. He had 2 receptions on 45 yards. And then Lucky Jackson with 3 receptions on 41 yards. And then Javante Payton with 2 receptions on 12 yards. And then Tyler Hudson, James Robinson, Caden Prather, and Ian Wheeler all had 1 catch, but they didn't get that many yards after that. So that's what the receiving game looking like. And then when you look at the defense, you had Cam Gill with a sack. And then you had multiple players. You have Travis Bell, Cam Gill, Bryce Hall, and Eric Garrier. They all had tackles for losses. And then you have a fumble recovery from Cam Gill. Cam Gill had a great game. He had a really nice game, a lot of pass breakups of the defense, but the offense they just could not get rolling. Defense did their job. They held the Battlehawks to 16 points, but at the end of the day, the offense couldn't get rolling, only scored 3 points. The only points that they scored were in the first quarter, so you're not going to win a game doing that. Now, looking ahead for the Louisville Kings, they will play Week 7 against the DC Defenders. This is where Jason Bean was sent. I don't think he's their starting quarterback, though. But if you wanted to catch them, they will play Saturday, May 9th at 1:30 in DC. It will be aired on Fox. So if you want to watch the Kings, you can watch it on Fox. But like we always say, if you have no way to contact or watch the Louisville Kings, you can always follow our socials and we'll keep you updated with scores. Now, Ty, can you remind the people what our socials are? He's muted.
You're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Well, all right. It's BG Sports Podcast, like you see up in that top right corner up there. And then that is Instagram, TikTok, X, and Threads. And then on our streaming platforms, which you can watch all the long episodes like we have here, it's Bluegrass Sports Podcast. And that is on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Facebook.
It's hard to forget any of them when they're right in front of your face
I
now,
know.
huh?
That's great. I love it.
He's a DJ. It's
Yeah,
DJ's
thank
fault
you
you
for
kept
coming back.
forgetting because we couldn't use this layout. We're
It's
joking.
okay. Okay.
Um,
I noticed I was watching the past vids and I was like, man, where are the tags at? Where are they? Like,
Can't
but
Couldn't use them, man.
we use them because of the layout. It's okay. My fault, boys. We back.
But we're back. We're back.
We're back.
But if you wanted to catch the Kings, you can catch them Saturday. Like I said, against the DC Defenders, they play at 1:30. So that's when they'll play next. But now we will move on to college baseball, and I will continue with the Murray State Racers. And then DJ will talk about the Kerns at EKU, and then Ty will talk about the Hilltoppers at WKU. So I'm going to start off with the Racers. They had 4 games this week. They played on Tuesday against Memphis at home, and they won 9-5. So really good game from the Racers. But then when you look at their weekend series, they did get swept, unfortunately. You have the Friday game. They played Purdue. They played at Purdue. They played Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They played Friday. They lost 11. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong score. They lost Friday 5-7, and then Saturday they lost 4-11, and then Sunday they lost like 17-9. I think that it's not updated on this website, but I think I had to look it up real quick right before we started here. Let me just double check what the final score was. I just know it wasn't really that close. The final score was 17-8, so I was close. 17-8. Murray State got swept. Not the greatest weekend for the Racers, as they are now 27-20 overall record, and their conference is 12-6. They're on a 3-game losing streak now. And then when we look ahead, they will play UT Martin on Tuesday, May 5th at noon on ESPN Plus, and then for their weekend series, they will play Indiana State at home, and they'll play Friday, May 8th at 5, Saturday, May 9th at 5, and Sunday, May 10th at 1. So all that will be on ESPN Plus. If you're lucky enough to have that, go right ahead and watch them. But if not, we cover them on social media, so just follow us and we got you. So now, DJ, take it away with some EKU baseball.
So EKU, this past week, they played April 28th, which was Tuesday, versus Northern Kentucky. They got the W 16-6, so big game. And then they had the weekend series this weekend, where they played Lipscomb. They played in Richmond. So they took the first game, they took a loss 3-9. Second game took a W 2-0, and then today they took the loss 5-10. So took the loss this series 1-2. Moves their overall record to 12-36. And then this next week they play WKU in Bowling Green Wednesday, May 6th. And then for the weekend series, they play Austin Peay. And all those games will be on ESPN Plus as well. They play in Tennessee. So we'll keep you updated with those if you don't have ESPN Plus, like Drew had said previously. But if you don't have ESPN Plus and you can't watch those, we'll keep you updated on our socials. And then we'll take it to Tyler with WKU.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, April 28th, Austin Peay is who they were supposed to play, but that game was unfortunately canceled. So that was the one game that they were supposed to play. They didn't get to play. So, moving on to the weekend series. They played Middle Tennessee in a 3-game series. Now, the first game, the Tops didn't come out hot at all, really. They lost 1-7. So that was an unfortunate loss. Now, looking at game 2, great comeback on Saturday's game, and they won 11-0. So that was actually a run rule. So great game overall by the Tops, great comeback win. And then today, the game just finished actually, as at the time of recording this. They actually won 9-8. So they were able to come back, win the series 2-1. Great series win for the Tops. And looking forward, the Tops actually have an in-state game against EKU. So that is going to be on Wednesday. And then the weekend series is going to be against Dallas Baptist. So that'll be a 3-game series, and we'll see how that one goes.
Well, that about does it for college baseball. That would be the Bluegrass coverage. You know, we're not done with college baseball. I'm sorry, we forgot to mention Louisville and Kentucky. I've kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit. You know, now we're going to move on to the bigger schools. So obviously DJ's going to talk about Louisville, and Ty's going to talk about Kentucky. So DJ, why don't you take it away with Louisville, and then we'll move on to Ty.
So Louisville this past week, they played Tuesday, April 28th versus Indiana at Jim Patterson. They took the loss 6-10, sadly. And then we move on to the weekend series this past weekend where they played Wake Forest, and they got swept. It's a pretty sad case. Louisville has obviously been hot lately. They took the loss Friday 8-9 in a 10-inning game. And Thursday, it was actually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday matchup instead of a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which was a little weird. But Thursday, they took the loss 8-9. And then Friday, they took the loss 5-6. And then Saturday, they took the loss 5-7, which was pretty upsetting to see. But during that time as well, Cade Davis hit his 28th and 29th home run, which moves him to continuing the program record for the most home runs within. And then also, too, I want to give a shout-out as well to Lucas Moore for his 100th stolen base, which is the second player in program history to ever do it, and then the 8th player in ACC history with 100 career stolen bases. So I want to give him props on that. And then Jimmy Nugent, I want to give him props for getting Catcher of the Week, Buster Posey Catcher of the Week. So
can we get some cue the claps for a second. Congratulations to both.
Yeah,
Louisville played some crazy baseball.
Louisville's been hitting well, doing well, in every place. But this week, obviously, we see Louisville took 4 losses. But that happens in baseball. It is what it is. And we'll move on to next week where Louisville plays Vanderbilt, May 5th, Tuesday. And then they play a 3-game series again, which is another Thursday, Friday, and Saturday series versus Miami in Florida. So we'll keep you updated on that if you can't watch those. Those will be all on ACC Network for ACC matchups. So we'll move on to Kentucky with Tyler.
All right. So last week, if y'all tuned in, you may have realized that I've ranted about Kentucky losing SEC series, weekend series. Now, I can officially stand here today and say that streak is over. The 1-2 streak is over.
Let's give
Kentucky.
Let's get some claps for that.
All right.
Cue the claps. Yeah.
Let's get some claps for that.
The streak is over.
Slumps are terrible.
Now, against number 24 ranked Tennessee, Kentucky goes in. Game 1. Wins 9-2. Overall, great game. Happy with it, right? Can't ask for better. 9-2. All right. Now, I just want to talk about Saturday really quick.
That's even better.
12-2 in 8 innings. Run rule.
Play a full game. Exactly.
Nope. Not against Tennessee. Kentucky doesn't need to until this next game. But all right. Well, so Kentucky's up 2-0 on the series right now. All right. Now, let's slow down a little bit. Kentucky loses 9-10. But, hey, it's 9-10. It's a 1-run game. You're 2 runs away from winning and sweeping Tennessee in a series. So I'd say that's good.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with that?
Yes, because major improvement from the last 3 weeks or I don't know.
More than that.
I think it is. I just wanted to make it sound a little better. But okay. Now
somewhere in that ballpark.
satisfied with it because Kentucky actually wins the SEC series for the first time in a really long time. I don't even want to go back and look at it because I don't want to look at all the series losses. But anyways, Kentucky moves on to play Florida in a weekend series in Gainesville. So going to be a tough matchup. And we're just going to have to see how that goes against the Florida Gators. So I believe that about wraps it up for Kentucky baseball.
Yep. So now that'll wrap up college baseball. So I lied earlier, about 6 minutes ago, but now we're done with college baseball. And now we're going to move on to some college basketball news. Now, for the smaller schools, I covered majority of it as there's not much really happening there. Now, Murray State did get a new commit and a new assistant coach, so I'm going to mention that. And then I call DJ Lil just now. I don't know why I'm leading this podcast. DJ is going to talk about Louisville's new five-star commit that literally just committed 2 hours ago. And then Ty will talk about some Kentucky stuff and Kentucky news and the unfortunate news that happened that we went live about, and then what it looks like in the future. So I'm going to talk about Murray State. Like I said, they got one commit recently, and his name is Christian Jones. He is a shooting guard, former 3-star. He came from George Washington University, and he is now on the Racers. So congratulations to them. He is a redshirt sophomore. He is 6'4", 170 pounds, originally from New York. So we'll see what kind of impact he has on the Racers. And then we're going to move on to Murray State's assistant coach hire is Tony Barbie. Now, if you're a real ball knower, you might know who this guy is. He was actually a Kentucky assistant coach in the 2015 38-1 team. So he was a part of the staff when Kentucky almost went 40-0. But he was assistant at Kentucky, then he went to Central Michigan, and then he was he was a Kentucky assistant from 2014 to 2021. That's on me. I'm not a ball knower. But from 2021 to 2025, you have Central Michigan. That's where he went. And then after Central Michigan for a year, he went to Incarnate Ward as an assistant. And then now he is at Murray State as an assistant head coach. So I'm pretty excited to see what he can bring. You know, he obviously knows how to be around certain talent. He's been around talent. He's been around NBA talent for a long time at Kentucky. And now he's at Murray State, so we'll see. I mean, he's not the head coach, but he's obviously helping out, so we'll see what kind of impact that he has over there. Now, we're going to start with the good news, and then Ty's going to bring the bad news. So, DJ, talk to us about Louisville basketball and how much Pat KELSEY is cooking.
So, obviously, we've seen from the past transfers, getting, the Oregon point guard, I just blanked on the name. Shellstad. I almost said Shaheed. I was thinking of Rashid Shaheed for some reason. I was thinking of football. I was NFL draft last week, man. I was too focused. Rashid Shaheed
Jackson Shellstad. Yeah.
Jackson Shellstad. Yes. Floyd Badunga, and then we also got Iowa's power forward, shot the game winner versus Florida. Yes, I did not want to butcher his name. Thank you. And then we end up getting Deshaun from that Dayton transfer?
Yes, Deshaun Montgomery.
Deshaun Montgomery. And then just as of 4:20 today, we just got Johnny Akinzie Jr., 7-foot center from Florida. Averages 12 points. That matched. I like the drums there. That was better. That was better than what I thought we were gonna do. That was nice.
Cue the claps. Let's give it up for Tyler with the soundboard.
That was nice.
Come on, guys.
Keep going, DJ.
So out of Southeastern Prep in Orlando, Florida, Akinzie put up 12 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks per game. Last season, took on the defensive MVP honors in the basketball at the Borders camp during the NBA All-Star weekend. So Pat KELSEY went in and got this guy. It was between 5 teams: BYU, Arkansas, Kentucky, Maryland, and Louisville. Which obviously he made that decision today, out of nowhere. I'm absolutely flipping surprised. And he had something to say too on the reason why he decided to choose Louisville. He says, "I chose Louisville because it has everything I need in terms of winning and development. I have a great opportunity to develop and showcase my game at both the 4 and 5 alongside Florida Badunga," which obviously I would agree as well. Being this young guy going behind a guy who's obviously we've seen play very dominant in the paint, very dominant defensive player, and we got a 7-footer coming in. He's also going to be behind the 7'5" USC transfer, which he's another defensive beast that we've seen too. Averages about, I'm pretty sure, about 2-3 blocks a game. Very defensive mindset guy. So I'm very happy to see what this guy's going to do for the team. He actually reclassed because he was going to be 2027, but he reclassed for the 2026 to come in and play this year, and be behind Florida Badunga, which is great to see. Normally you see these freshmen coming in and they're going to want to start off rip. But you see a guy who wants to sit there and develop under someone who's obviously been there, got experience, and he's seen play, and he wants to learn under him. And Pat KELSEY's getting there and getting these guys done. And I don't know what his recruitment, statement is, what he's going in there and telling these guys.
Pitch.
Or what is he doing? I don't know, but he's out there doing stuff that I like to see. So I'm probably gonna be butchered on Oregon point guard because, sorry guys, I've been a little bit of an NFL fiend for the past weeks or two, trying to figure out my team. But going in, I'm very, very, very sorry about that. But that's all Louisville has so far for basketball this week. That's the only thing that Louisville's had going on. No new transfers besides him, no new outlooks. We've had Reese Ashton as a 5-star 2027 commit. Well, not commit yet, sorry. 2027 just recruitment. We had an at-home visit with him. Pat KELSEY had an at-home visit with him. So we'll keep you updated on that one and how it goes too. Because he is another big hit that I would love to see on the Louisville roster. So if we can get him going in for 2027, that'd be very exciting to see. So we'll move into Tyler and let him go on about Kentucky.
Okay. So here we go. Here's good news to start out with. Not really. So I believe it was, what day was it, Drew?
Was it
Do you
Tuesday?
remember? Was it Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Okay. So Tuesday, Tyron Stokes puts out an announcement that he's going to go on Inside the NBA at, well, first it was 3:30 and then it got pushed back to 6:30. Whatever. Anyways, he announces recruitment live on TV. Now, I have a few things to say after I tell you. Obviously, Tyron Stokes went on. He said he's down to 2 schools, Kentucky and Kansas. He picked Kansas. I'll just get straight to the point. Yep, I know. So, it's starting to become a trend. Kentucky misses out on one of the top guys, or the top high school guy in this class, the 2026 class.
So frustrating, man. Frustrating.
Okay. So here's what I do want to say. I'm a little confused with the media here. So I'm just going to lay out the facts of what people are saying. So there's a report that Tyron Stokes was actually going through the signing process with Kansas while he was on the visit with Kentucky. And now, if that's true, okay, if that is true, how does nobody at Kentucky find out about this? And why do we have a reporter that is inside Kentucky not putting this information out before? Now, okay. Okay. So I'm just asking the questions that everybody wants to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay. So there's, how do I say this in a good way? So why apparently this reporter called Mark Pope and his staff, and they declined his phone calls over and over and over. Now, if that's true, I feel like you got to have some connection, right, to get through to the staff, or you just put that information out. Yeah. Now, okay, I do understand why you wouldn't, because then you're making up lies, whatever. People could say anything. But, I mean, well, I don't know. If you actually know the information is true, then I don't know. So, just kind of talking to y'all out loud and seeing what y'all think, too, because, like,
I mean, just hearing that kind of rubs you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
It just doesn't make sense, you know? Like, it really doesn't. And then why does nobody at this reporting site know about this at all? Literally nobody knew about this besides maybe one or two other people. But in this organization that is associated with Kentucky, well, not associated, but you know what I mean, like reporting on Kentucky only and supposed to be fans of Kentucky, why do other people not know about this? Right?
It's weird. I understand what you're saying.
It's odd.
It puts Kentucky in a wrong place. Obviously, if Stokes is already like signing paperwork to go to Kansas before he even goes on the visit, that does Kentucky wrong. You know, not what you want to see at all out of a number one recruit who Kentucky was basing their whole entire roster on. Like, he was going to be the cornerstone, the centerpiece. He was going to be the guy if he came to Lexington, which he probably is still the guy in Lawrence. But, you know, it hurt because I know a lot of Kentucky fans are wanting this from Mark Pope, and a lot of Kentucky fans are wanting a number one recruit. Ty, when was the last time Kentucky got a number one recruit out of high school? I know it was in the Cal era. I just forgot which year and which player, if we could look that up.
Let me see.
I knew, obviously, Stokes was number one. I do, now, DJ, you could agree with me on this. I think the way that Stokes dragged it out, do you think that was a little, I know he's a kid, and I know it's a hard decision, and he said,
you're
like,
one of the last guys to recruit for your class. And I get you're the big, I get you're like a big name, but I feel like he let that just, like, because he was the big name, he was like, I'm going to be this last guy to show up and show out because I want to be the center of attention. You know, that's just kind of how it is. Now, I'm not saying obviously that's what he was thinking, because I don't know what the kids thinking, you know, good feet work, you know.
So the number one consensus. All right, y'all didn't have to go there.
You know, he ain't going to college for an education. Let's say that.
Yeah, man, just put the fries in the bag, man. Sorry.
Yeah, all right, we gotta stop trolling. We're not about that. We just thought that was funny when we saw that interview. But
the number one, the last consensus number one was Nerlens Noel in 2012.
Okay.
2012. So it's been over a year.
I was guessing 2010 or something.
Or not over a year, over a decade.
I thought it was more recent than that, right? Wait,
I mean, but number one at a high school though. I mean,
because the Harrison twins were.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say them were like, what was Cat? Like
consensus number one. It doesn't make sense. I don't know that this doesn't make sense.
But you got to think about high school.
DJ Wagner was also number one, but he was number two in some rankings.
Okay.
So
are we talking about like a clear number one?
A clear number one it's saying Nerlens Noel here. Now,
You got
Tyrants,
Scal Labissiere in 2015.
was he the consensus number one, though?
I would say so. And also,
Yeah.
dude, I apologize, Bluegrass Sports fans. You got DJ Wagner back in 2023, who was the number one.
I just said that.
He did just say that.
I
Oh,
just
did
said
you?
that.
Yeah. Sorry. That's all.
This guy right here. I'm just joking.
That's why it's such a University of Kentucky analyst right there.
But
Yeah,
DJ
that's
Wagner, DJ
I did
Wagner was
not-
number
I
2 in
legit-
some rankings.
I think I was looking it up while you said that.
Yeah,
But
it's hard.
you got. Did you mention Scal though at all?
No.
Okay, but Scal was. I did forget. Scal was like one of the highest rated people that Cal got
Yes.
coming into Kentucky. Now, did he perform like that? No. But was he one of the top rated players? Yes. Now,
Yeah.
I apologize, Ty. I did not hear you say DJ Wagner. I was kind of locked in
It's
over
all
here.
good.
But
Now-
keep going.
I mean, we do have. Do y'all want to move on from this talk about Tyron Stokes? Because
Yeah, because he's.
I'm
on
kind of
campus and-
I'm kind of fed up with it. Honestly, I'm just ready to move on.
All right, so Ty, now let's move on.
All right.
I know we already went live on TikTok Live. I know we had some people in there. So if you're seeing this, you could have seen the live already, but we're going to talk about it again. What does Kentucky's roster look like now that you know Stokes is not going to come?
Okay. So obviously, your number 1, Zoom Diallo. Your number 2, Alex Wilkins. Your number 3, I would say it's either it's between 3 people: Cam Williams, Braden Hawthorne, or a 5-star 2027 that reclasses. Maybe Ryan Hampton. Now, we will see. I don't know how that goes yet. We heard a little bit about it, and we said this could save Pope. This could save him his job right here with getting him. Because the donors of Kentucky are starting to get a little bit fed up, you could tell. So, obviously, that has a huge effect on whether Mark Pope keeps his head coaching job at Kentucky. So, getting this recruit would help him out tremendously. Just like that is a fact. That's not me wishing it. That's not me whatever. That's just what it is. Now,
Ty, say if they get him, that's great. Now, if they don't get him, say there's no reclass, no nothing.
if you don't get him, it's still it still sucks. You know why? Because it's the University of Kentucky, and the expectations at Kentucky are that you come in not being the underdog. You come in expecting to blow out teams that are low Division I teams, right? Teams that aren't ranked in the top 25, you should be beaten by 10, 20 points with ease, right? That's the standard at Kentucky. Now, right now, that's not the case. Right now, you're fighting to get in the top 25. So I think that also that's like a lot of other fan bases, other media sites, and national media is going to say, why are you complaining? Just because you don't have a top 10 team doesn't mean you should complain. Well, in this case, yeah, it does, because that's not who we are. You don't see 9 national championships and settle. Like, obviously, you want your program to keep getting better. Kentucky arguably has the most historic college basketball program of all time. And I will stand by that 100%. Because titles speak for itself. Obviously, just wish we could get a new one, or 8 national titles. Sorry, fighting for 9. I don't know why I said that. Fighting for 9. If Kentucky could get it number 9 and it be in the last decade, that'd be nice. So, that's kind of my thought on it.
I do have a question for you, Tom.
Yes.
So, 1996 champion, he played with Mark Pope. His name is Anthony Epps. He's from Kentucky himself. He bleeds blue. He did make a comment on X. I don't know if you saw it or not. Like I said, he played with Pope, 1996 champion. Everybody's seen the whole meltdown from BBN when Pope was just whiffing on players. Anthony Epps went on X, and this is his quote: "Stop dwelling over who is not here and get behind who is." What's your thought on that quote?
Well, okay, I'm going to say I 100% agree with him because I know what he's meaning behind it. So that means don't hate on the players who are already here who want to play for Kentucky. That is 100%. I agree with 100%. Do not hate on the players here because the coaching staff missed out on the other top players. It's ridiculous. Now, personally, I'm going to support any player who decides to put on a Kentucky uniform, right? Because obviously they're here. We want our team to be good. Now, I mean, I don't – obviously it sucks not getting the top recruits, but I think what he means is don't take it out on these players. Now, obviously, maybe some of that has to go back to him trying to defend his former teammate, but I feel like his ultimate thing is just support who's here. And I fully agree with him there.
Like I said, he's a Kentuckian himself. I'm pretty sure he's from Marion County. He went to UK, won a championship. He's born and raised here in Kentucky. So, like you said, he could be backing his old teammate, or he could just be talking like the fan he is himself.
Because I'm not gonna if I was a recruit and I just signed to Kentucky, that is horrible for the whole fan base to just come after you because it's not your fault.
Yeah,
you're just coming there to play basketball, right?
Yep. So what's your thoughts on the whole – obviously Tuesday, that's when everybody was focused on Stokes, correct? The whole world was on the NBA on TNT. Is that what it was? NBA on TNT?
Yes.
Or was it ESPN?
Yeah.
It was both. It was on ESPN, but it was NBA on TNT.
Well, anyway, everybody was on Stokes, watching Stokes. Where's Stokes going to go? Kentucky actually got to commit 30 minutes to an hour prior to his decision. What's his name? Justin McBride, the power forward?
Yes. Yeah. That's who I was about to talk about, actually.
He committed, and it's everybody was just looking at Stokes, and nobody really paid attention to McBride's commitment. And the forward position is really what Kentucky needed the most. I already know they have Cam Williams and Braden Hawthorne, but, McBride actually also – Todd, doesn't he play the 4?
Yes, that's what we needed. Because
I'm sorry, not a 3, but a 4.
Right.
So a player that plays the position that you need the most, almost, other than a center now. I think Kentucky's going to look toward the center position. I'm sure you'll talk about that in a minute. But he's a 4. He commits to Kentucky, and it's oh, nobody cares. Let's see what Stokes is doing in the next 30 minutes. I don't like the overshadowing, you know what I mean?
I think it was the worst decision by the UK athletics department in a long time because I know you probably just found out that Stokes was not committing to Kentucky and you want to roll that information out as just a soften to, but you can't do that because now it's rolling back on the player.
Ty, how do you feel about Mo Williams, the X comment before the commit where he said, "Let's go"? That was an NCAA violation.
Okay, I don't know. It happens. It happened, I guess. So, there's not much to say about it besides please don't do it again. And, obviously kind of, I don't know. He should know the NCAA rules though. Right? With the recruiting. Anyways,
I mean,
It happened.
my thing on it is he's probably never in his life has never been in a position where the school that he coaches at could possibly get the number one recruit in the nation. Can you just imagine how like excited he is probably inside? So when
Yeah.
Stokes tweets out something, he's probably not even thinking like, "Oh, let's go." But still, you're an assistant head not. I don't know if he's an assistant head coach or just an assistant coach, but same thing.
Yeah,
He's
whatever
an
it is.
assistant. He's an assistant coach at a blue blood school. All eyes are on you. You can't mess up. You can't make that mistake. Now, obviously, it was deleted, which was good. But like Ty said, let's just never do that again.
Please don't. Please.
Stay off X unless it's
Yeah.
a boom gif that us Kentucky fans get happy about. But
Now, can he tweet after?
yes, but
Yeah.
it's prior
Okay, so
before the commit.
just wait, please. Just wait 30 minutes. But
He was supposed to be at 3:30. He was already waiting. I can't
That's
lie.
true.
Homie's been waiting.
And it
Homie's
got
probably
moved back. Yeah,
he's been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for this.
yeah.
yeah,
It's just built. And I can't blame him, but obviously it's just it's stupid. It's stupid rules too. I mean, it's honestly kind of stupid. You should be able to get excited for a player that you've been going after for forever. I mean, I feel like that's just kind of a stupid rule. And in hindsight, I mean, obviously I get why they put in the rule, but I just feel like in hindsight it's stupid. I feel like there's no use in it. It doesn't do nothing. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's just kind of a ridiculous rule.
but
Ty, you have anything else to add?
not about Stokes. I kind of just want to move on because I'm sick and
Let's do
tired of like honestly just the past however many months. I feel like we've been talking about the same guy. Like now,
What does Kentucky need the most? Moving
right now,
forward.
a center, a backup center. Now, it'd be nice to get a great small forward and a good backup center. And Kentucky's in an okay spot. Now, I do want to say Mark Pope flew to Israel in a war zone, by the way, to go see, I don't know if you say Marcio or Marquio, but I think it's Marquio Santos. But anyways, he flew to see Santos, who is a 6'8" to 6'9" big man. He's big guy though. Like he's a big man. Although he doesn't have the 7-foot height like a lot of centers these days have, he'll hold his own. But I mean, I will say whenever Mark Pope went to watch his game, he put up zeros across the board in 10 minutes. I'm just going to throw that out there. So, but also more bad news to add on top of that. LSU's at the lead now. That's what we hear. LSU threw a lot of money at him. So there's that.
Also, LSU has one player on their roster. It's
Yep.
Mo Diabate.
So they have
I
the
think
money.
They're pretty desperate for players right now. So, and
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I know he almost has. I mean, his 3-point percentage is in the 30s. Did you say, Ty? Like, wasn't it like 35?
32%.
I believe. Now, I did want to talk about McBride's 3-point percentage was 40. That's
impressive.
That for a Mark Pope 4 is exactly what you need.
Yeah, solid.
Now,
But
okay, but
I
back
think
to Santos.
For the center, I think there's not a lot of options out there, but there's options, and I think you could do better than a 6'8" center. Now, those are proven like that they can work. That works in college, but I think you need to look at other options if I were Mark Pope. But like I said, I'm not a coach. I don't know anything.
Right now,
That's what I would do.
I think the best mindset is kind of just like, as a Kentucky fan, I would recommend just sitting back and see what Mark Pope does and see if it works during the season. Who knows? He might have the greatest plan, and we don't even realize it. So you never know, I guess. I'm trying to keep our spirits high. Like
Right.
Kentucky fans, we don't know yet. Like obviously, we might have missed out on some people that we wanted, but who knows? Mark Pope may fill these spots with impressive players. You know. Now, obviously, you have, I think, 3 more roster spots. So that's it. You got 3 more. Now,
got plenty of guards. No, I never thought I'd say that.
I know it. Yeah, last season we were like, please get another guard. But man, the only 2 targets that we know is 5-star Ryan Hampton from the 2027 class. He's a shooting guard, small forward kind of. So he could play the 3. Now we know Mark Pope's trying to get him to reclass to the 2026 class. Now, obviously, Santos is the other option, or obviously another guy that they'd want. They're not options because they're different positions. Kentucky wants both of them. And say they get those 2, Kentucky still needs 1 more. Now, that I will say that's probably not going to be somebody who plays, It's probably going to be somebody who is a development kind of player. I would sort of argue what like Reese Potter was this year. I'd probably say they add another similar type player, So, man, that's really it. It's obviously disappointing again. Another disappointing week I will say McBride was good, but the Tyron Stokes news unfortunately overrode that good information. I think the best thing that Kentucky athletics could have done is just wait 2 days after the Tyron Stokes stuff, take the blows for 2 days, and then announce that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, don't throw it the same day, like right before he's about to commit. It was right before he was about to commit.
Right before, 30 minutes before.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do that, man. And also that because then people are going to be shooting stuff at the kid too. Like they're going to be, talking bad about this dude because they would rather have Stokes than this kid. And it makes the kid look bad.
I'm honestly not sure if it was UK's fault. I think McBride literally
committed at that time.
30 minutes beforehand.
But don't post that yet. Don't post that yet. Just wait.
But it was UK Athletics that posted it. Well, yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying.
I know other programs out there like On3 or Tipton Edits. Like the player has to tell them like where they're going so they make an edit, or if they have to make an edit, or they'll just announce it like, "Hey, I'm going to Kentucky," and then they'll announce it.
Yeah, maybe if the kids, maybe it would just, he just committed then, and I guess they put it on there. But if that was the case, then I mean, it's kind of on him. But he was just excited, I guess, to make the commitment. But it is what it is. I don't think he was a bad player. I don't think it's a bad commitment.
No,
it's just wrong time. It's just wrong timing. Just wrong timing. Wrong time.
Like you said, great player, wrong time.
Yeah, but if you guys don't mind, I did want to say something about Louisville. Just a little roster kind of. Maybe a little lineup type idea because Louisville only has 7 players at the moment now, adding Obena Keesee. So adding him with 8 players because Gabe Dines. So adding that to what could be a starting roster is what I want to say. Could be, not obviously for sure. But thinking about starting roster would be Jackson Shelstad, Carter Knox at the 2. And then Flogaris at the 3. And then we have Flory Benunga at the 4 or 5. Now with Gabe Dines and Akinzie Jr. could be adding at the 5 spot, and we could be moving down Benunga to the 4 in different rotations, which I just want to think about that with Woolley also being thrown in as well, could be at the 2 going in for Carter Knox. But Louisville only having 8 players at the moment. So Louisville still has to fill out 7 players to complete a full roster. So we're looking for those last 7 players that Pat KELSEY's got going on. We're not sure, on what he's got going. There's not any news on any new players, any new transfers, and anybody else besides Reese Ashton, the point guard for the 2027 class. So there's no new news on anybody anybody else that could go to Louisville at this very moment to fill out the rest of those spots.
DJ, I want to ask you a question in just a
Yes.
second when you're
Yeah.
done. Or
Oh,
are you-
I'm basically done. Just go
okay.
ahead.
So obviously we know Louisville is spending a lot of money, right? Say the season turns out a disappointment.
Okay.
Will Pat KELSEY get backlash from the talent that he brings in and then
Now,
a disappointing season?
here's the thing. Now, there obviously are going to be people who are going to say something. There's always people out there looking for negative stuff to say about, your team. In general, there's a lot of fans out there who might not like Pat KELSEY at the moment. Who knows? I certainly enjoy him, and I know there's a lot of people around me that I know that enjoys him as well. There's a lot of people I know who are Kentucky fans who enjoy him because it's hard not to like the guy. But bringing in the level of talent, seeing the level of guys that he's bringing in, it's going to be kind of hard for the backlash. But I guess it could be going into maybe coaching or how he uses them within the game. If we end up, taking a lot of losses, don't perform how well we're supposed to with the talent that we got so far, the top player in the transfer portal, and I'm pretty sure Jackson Selstad was top 8.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was number 8 on the board. Getting Carter Knox, being a fantastic shooting guard / small forward, whatever you want to put him at. Fulgaris, obviously, we've seen him play super well, got the experience. But I think it would all come down to just the coaching backlash, and maybe they're saying that he's not using them as well as they should be, and that's why they aren't performing. I could definitely see he could definitely get backlash if they don't perform. I don't think I think we would just have to see how they don't perform. If it's like a coaching reason, is he making mistakes late game? Is he not calling timeouts when he needs to and getting his guys rest? Is he not getting the rotation well? Is he not rotating his guys where they need to be? It's just that what it would come down to. But if he has his guys going out there and they're shooting, 10 or 15 for 40, that's a whole different story. If it's his guys out there taking terrible shots and missing, that's on him. And it's not on the coach. And people a lot of times like to take that on the coach. But if you got a guy that's going out there going 2 for 10, that's not on you. That is not on you. In my opinion. But I definitely, there's 100% going to be people who are going to give him backlash no matter what, if we end up turning out to be, have a disappointing season.
I just wanted to bring that up because, so obviously the national media is going to say what the national media does. They do it with Kentucky and Louisville. Now, last year with Kentucky, it was, $22 million roster, and they turned out like this, almost worst team in the SEC is what they say. Whatever. Anyways, the reports are that Louisville's roster beats Kentucky's last year's roster by a good margin, like cost-wise, in quotes, by a good margin.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I just know if Louisville has a bad turnout, we already know what it's going to be with the national media.
Also, too, you have to think about as well, all the past stuff that Louisville had going on. With Chris Mack, Kenny Payne, with the whole scandal that went on with Pitino. I mean, you're going to see a lot of stuff. I mean, it's happened to Louisville ever since that incident, whenever we won the national title. Louisville's just been at a constant attack from the social media and, just the NCAA trying not to let us, they didn't let us in the tournament for a few years.
This might be the turnaround point, though.
So that's what I'm saying. But backlash is always going to come. It's came to Louisville and Kentucky for this whole time. I feel like for some reason, Louisville and Kentucky gets a whole lot of backlash for absolutely nothing most of the time. It's just due to past stuff. And then the people don't like to leave stuff in the past. They like to bring it with them the whole time. So obviously I do think that if something happens, then I feel like it's, Pat Kelsey's definitely going to get backlash. But from what he's done, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, the man's obviously what he's been bringing to the team and what he's done the past 2 years is impeccable. So I'm just excited to see what he's going to do this year. And if it so happens to be bad, I'm never going to be mad at the man because the talent that he's brought in so far has me so excited. And if they let me down, they let me down. It is what it is. But I just think that he doesn't deserve the backlash, but I do think he'll get it.
Yeah.
Well said.
I understand
That's
that.
very well said. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything to say before we wrap it up?
No, I said all I need to say for this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We really appreciate the love that you all are showing. Like Ty said, follow our socials. If you want some merch, Ty, show the merch one more time. Just hat.
Yeah, we got the
close.
Big Blue Nation.
And the Louisville one looks just like that, but obviously the red with the cream. It still's cream as well.
Right. And we also have all white, all black. There's different
colors.
editions, right?
Yeah, different colors.
So go get your merch.
Did you say hoodies too? Did you let them know we got the hoodies?
Yes,
as well?
all hoodies are out.
Yeah,
all hoodies are out.
So go get your merch. Ty already told y'all where the link is. Go ahead and support your fan base. Obviously, we'll be wearing ours. And like I said, thank you all for watching. We appreciate every little bit. And we will see you all in the next episode.